And the hiring managers are saying that approximately 53% will be rehired after the corona is over and the things are working back to the normal. And 65% is approximately a rough figure. It is not a too much research based figure, so I'm not relying on this figure because it's a random figure that if 53% are rehired out of the layoffs and the young pool is joining it, it is approximately 65% jobless people in the coming scenario. According to one of the latest research by a freelance company, they are saying that different managers are asked different questions. You can read out the questions in the chart, but 1 out of 4 hiring manager believes that the companies are not investing properly on reskilling, and they need to be more skilled to do the current jobs. There's a huge room of number of people who are either not fit for their job or who needs to learn new skills to do the current jobs according to the new scenarios. Now we come to our question, why we should learn freelancing. As I told before, that it is a survey that is based on huge research on a freelance academy. And according to the questions, that 32% of the hiring managers found that productivity has increased when they have moved on to remote work. When they are moving to independent workers, they find it more productive. And 73% of the hiring managers do not fully agree with the question that the training of their relevant persons is sufficient, or they should be able to work on their current roles in their current roles as they are supposed to be. So here comes freelancing. When the people who are not competent enough in their jobs, when they will be laid off, or if they want to hire some external resources, the term freelancing comes over there. Now, what is freelancing? As a person, I'm going to explain it to you. It's a wild field, and the platforms that we are looking into are just fraction of that. Freelancing, as a freelancer, what is a freelancer? Basically, when you're living the life you want to live, if you're doing what you love to do, this is called freelancing. When you're working from your couch, you don't have to get up early in the morning, or you don't have to work late. It's your time, whether it's early morning or in the afternoons or late night, depending on your schedule. You will decide your schedule and you will design your style of work. As far as you are good at work, you can work from anywhere. People like me who are fond of traveling or who loves to enjoy new works, they are good at freelancing. Okay, who can do freelancing? It's a very easy question. Anyone who has any skill. You may have heard the term that anyone can do freelancing. I don't agree with this statement that anyone can do freelancing, because you must have something to do. You must have something to sell. If you can do something, if you have any skill, if you can think outside the box, then you can be a freelancer. I'll switch to my local language. मुझे ये बताएं कि आप किसी को मुफ्त में पैसे क्यों देंगे? अगर आपको कुछ करना नहीं आता तो कोई क्यों आपके पास आएगा किसी काम के लिए? सो सबसे पहले काम जरूरी है. If you know anything, if you want to do freelancing, you must learn something. Many of us are afraid of this big word skill. हम क्या सीखेंगे या कैसे करेंगे? But they don't know that they have many skills in them. So anyone can do freelancing who has any skill. We are going to come to the skills part later on, but for now, anyone who has any skill, who can work with the computer and internet a little bit, who can operate computer and who can think outside the box can start freelancing. Okay, but who cannot do freelancing? That is a big question. Everybody who's thinking that I don't have a skill may be thinking right now that I'm not the one who can do freelancing, because we are talking about skills, and many of us are thinking that we don't have the skills, we cannot think outside the box. But that is not the case. The persons who cannot manage time, who are very careless and casual, they are the one who cannot manage freelancing. It is not an easy money. If you're thinking that it's just a piece of cake and you'll eat it, it's not like that. You have to work hard, you have to prove yourself, and then you will be earning not that what you were expecting from 9 to 5 job, but a lot more. But for that, you have to create a profile, you have to prove yourself, you have to compete with international workers around the globe, and then you will be able to go ahead with that. If you are one of them who cannot manage things easily, like if you are putting a folder on a laptop and you don't know where it is, then that is the case. If you don't know how to create something, if you don't know how to develop something, if you don't know how to give an idea, if you don't know how to speak, then you are not the one who should do freelancing, and I think that is the waste of money or time, so don't do it. But if you have any skill, if you have any idea, and if you don't have any skill, if you are willing to learn it, you are the right choice. You can do freelancing, and if you can manage it properly, you will be a guru of it. Speaking of guru, where can we do freelancing? There are many platforms. If you net search it, you will uh, learn many names: Guru, Fiverr, Freelancer, Upwork. These are few that are known to many of us, but we don't know how to go ahead with making a profile and how to bid the proposals and the rest of the things. I have written few other names for you as well, like Design Crowd, 99 Design, Stocktail. But that is not the end of game. There are many more, like People Per Hour. Even you can go ahead and search the net. There are different sites: Job Presso, We Work Remotely, Remote, Working Nomads, Just Remote, Remote OK, Outsourcing, Angel List, and the list goes on and on. I have just talked about few that are at the top of the list. So if you want to work, the basic thing is not where you work, what you or who is working, but it's how you work. So if you are planning to be a freelancer, you must learn the skill to go ahead and start with the basics. Because if you don't know the basics, you are liable to make mistakes, as there is a huge crowd who has shifted to freelancing after the corona, and now everybody is trying to be a freelancer. So you have to be someone who is able to go ahead and who can stand out of the crowd to be something. So I have just shared a link in the next slide. That is some of the skills, some of the works, what a freelancer can do. Right now we are going to talk about some skills, like you can start with easy tasks. Like if you know Urdu and English both, you are a bilingual, the easiest most job is translation. You can translate it. In our country, Saraiki, Urdu, Sindhi, Pashto, you can translate into those languages as well. But for that, you need to enhance your skills as well. You know how to speak English and you know how to speak Urdu, but can you type Urdu as well? If you want to be a translator, definitely you must learn it as well. Then you will be able to compete with the rest of the world. Then you can come to edit text. Editing is a very easy job for those who know English, or for English teachers specifically. there are plenty of people around the world who wants their emails, who want their websites, who wants their uh, documented stuff to be edited. It can be a worksheet, it can be a flyer, it can be anything. Over here, there are three types of job: editing, copywriting, and content writing. Do you know what is the difference between copywriting and content writing? I'm just going to give you a short glimpse of it. Like, content writing is something that you are creating, whether you are getting the idea from any site, but you are writing it again and you are following all the copyrights that should be there for having the copyright claims. The copywriting is different. It is a sales pitch. Like if you are writing for any promotional ad or something like that. If you are doing content writing, maybe the rate is a little lesser for huge number of words. But for copywriting, the rates are major because there you don't just have to write the words, you have to come up with an idea, a unique selling idea that can sell the things. So I hope you get the difference between copywriting and content writing. So again, another skill that you can do as a freelancer in the initial stages is data entry. You can be a virtual assistant. Those who are good at graphics, they can do graphic designing. Those who are good at social media, they can go ahead with digital marketing. There are many fields that are typically related with social marketing, like social marketing, email marketing, YouTube marketing. Those who are good with Excel sheets and accounting, they can do bookkeeping. So there are plenty of skills. Like if you are a teacher, you can go and do tutoring online. If you're a student, you can just go ahead with question creation and sheet making for the lower grades. If you are studying in FSC and somebody asks you to create a sheet of maths for grade 1 and 2, I think this is an easy task. Or for English or for any other subject that you know. If you know nothing, you can, being a Muslim, you can teach Quran. That is one of the freelancing that is being provided all over the world from Asians and from Saudians. Okay, so I think you have a glimpse of basic skills that what should be there. For your skill, you have to go ahead, search the platforms and try to find out what you can do. If you're just copying me, that if I am doing curriculum writing or if I'm doing website work, you can do so. That is not correct. Every person has to search for his skill. Like a software developer will be developing the sites, they will be writing the codes, but everybody is not writing the code in a similar manner. Some of them will be writing in PHP, some of them will be writing in C++, some of them will be doing assembly language, some of them will be doing core language. There's a huge pool of jobs from which you can pick and choose what you like, and then whatever you like, you will learn the basic of that skill along with the rest. Like if you select uh, like I'm a maths teacher and I selected worksheet generation. So along with worksheet generation, I choose curriculum writing, I choose curriculum mapping, I choose editing and proofreading. But I'm not restricting to that. I'm going ahead with creation of Word documents, creation of Excel documents, creation of AV8s, creation of PowerPoint presentations. So if there is a mathematical job of any sort of nature, whether it is a PDF, whether it is an Excel, whether it is a Word, I can do it. And for that purpose, I have to learn my basic software skills. I have to enhance my Office, MS Office Word, MS Office Excel, MS Office PowerPoint. If I know those skills, then I'll be able to deliver my content in an error-free way. Because you are competing with international market, then so your skills should be polished enough to their level. Many things that we are doing here are obsolete in international market, so you will be learning new things as well. As a reward, if you are getting 50K for a job that is a high profile job and you're working from 9 to 5. Over here, when you're working only 3 to 4 hours properly, you will be earning approximately the same amount initially, and then later on more than or double, triple of the amount that you were earning from that 9 to 5 job. So we have to invest in our skills to get the gains of our future. When can you start freelancing? It's a very basic question. Everybody thinks whether I'm capable of doing it or whether I'm not capable of doing it. What you need to start freelancing is just a solid internet connection and a laptop. Other facilities are just within you. The skills are in your brain, are in your hands. Whenever you feel that you can handle a project alone, because there nobody will be guiding you. In an office job, you have your team members, you have your manager, you have your boss who will be looking into your work and you will be doing it. As a freelancer, you are your own boss. You have to decide what to do, you have to decide where to do, you have to decide at what rate you have to do. And as a package, you are selling it. If your rate is too high, nobody will take it. If your rate is too low, you will be exhausting yourself. So you have to be in a balance, and that balance can only be learned when you are taking proper training for that. So the basic answers when you can start is that when you can have your projects to learn, when you have the right mindset and the tools to get started. What is the mindset? You must be a growth minded person to get into freelancing. If you think that I have learned Photoshop in 2016 and I can go ahead with creative design, I'm sorry, you are not the one. You may start with some projects, you may earn something, but you will not prosper as a freelancer in long-term game, because once you are moving to Photoshop 2020, then your skills will not be up to that mark. So basically, we are enhancing our skills on daily basis. Whatever new comes in the market, we have to first learn it and then we have to deliver it. It's up to you what to learn and what not to learn. Like, I'm a freelancer and I was doing it for the past 10 years. I left my office job in 2007. And then I moved on to freelancing. Initially, I was not taking any training or any sort of things, but just because of my high profile, because I was a curriculum lead when I left the job, I got many jobs. I have earned more than what I was earning as a curriculum lead in a well-known institute. But when I shifted to freelancing, I just worked few hours and I was getting more than that amount. But for that, over the period of time, I have created and communicated with different persons. I have learned many skills. I don't know how to operate a laptop other than just typing. And now I am developing whole lot of series of things on it. I am expert of MS Office. I have learned PDF, Acrobat, form making and conversion. I've learned quite a lot on this thing. And still, when I see, I think that I don't know anything about the computer. Like today, I don't know how to come on live on a Facebook. Though I was working online, but I don't know majority of the things you young people know. Youngsters are more on social platforms, they are sharing more things, but we old people, we are not doing so. So the tech friendly person is going to learn fast, but an aged person like me, he will learn a little slow. But that doesn't stop me for getting a further step in my career. So why you are stopping yourself over here? So the first thing that you need to learn when you are into freelancing is your communication skills. हम बात करते हैं जब, तो हम नॉर्मली उर्दू या इंग्लिश किसी भी लैंग्वेज में बात कर सकती है, बट व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू बी इन अ फ्रीलांस मार्केट, you have majority of your clients from different part of your world. They can there can be a person who cannot even communicate properly in English. So if you're not good at it, there is a room for misunderstanding. And misunderstanding means a loss of money along with a loss of your profile rating. So when you're going to go ahead with your freelancing profile, you must learn communication skills. You must create a portfolio. You can work for free if you like, but if you don't want to work free, you can create your own stuff. Like if you know you can create a worksheet, create 2 or 3 sample worksheets for the viewers to see. If you know you are good at logo, create your own logo. And in that way, different sort of samples can be showcased. So whenever a job posting is there, you can just mail them a, a sample, and there are more chances for you to be viewed over the crowd. Then you must know about payment method. When you search the word freelancing on the net, you'll find plenty of jobs popping up, and maybe many of you have tried them as well, that after the work the dollars are shown over there, but when you want to withdraw them, there's no chance. Either they're asking you to go for PayPal, or they're asking you for anything else, but eventually you'll not be able to get that amount in your account. So what is the use of that money which you cannot spend? So before opting for any platform, before opting for any service, make sure that has an that has an proper way of getting payment method where you can withdraw. Check the withdrawal option whether they are applicable in your country, or is there any restriction to them, and then opt for them. 90% of the countries, including Pakistan, uh, are having Payoneer as a payment method, and that is acceptable worldwide. So those who don't know any other option yet, I think the best way is to go ahead and sign up for payoneer.com and get yourself registered, get a card, and whenever you're working online, you can just give that card number and it will easily be transferred to your account. As PayPal is not working in our country, that is the best alternate that we can have. Many of the sites, those which are good ones, they are giving you the option to get your account linked, and you can get the amount directly into your bank account. So my point was just to make sure that you know all the methods of different platforms, because it's not same in all. Fiverr may have different policies, Upwork has different, people per hour has different. So whichever platform you're choosing, you're going to go accordingly. And the last but not the least, you should have a portfolio that makes you different. You have to create a difference among the crowd. Then people are going to come and search you, and they will trust on your abilities. If you think that freelancing is an easy task, it's not. It's not taking money from your laptop, but it's pulling the money out, and it's required a lot of hard work. Let me just compare 9 to 5 job and freelancing in a short span of time. Like when we are talking about 9 to 5 job, you may have seen many workers who are just moving here and there, and they are not doing much to the company, and they are getting the salary at the end of the month. People who get sick and they are not coming to the office for a certain amount of time, but yet they are receiving the pay. In freelancing, there is no such liberty. When you are freelancing, your every second accounts, especially when you're doing hourly job. You have to be on a system where automatic screenshots being taken after every 10 minutes, and it is not a sure shot 10 minutes time. It can be after 1 minute, it can be after 5 minutes, it can be after 20 minutes, depending on the random time that the system is inducing. So you don't know when a screenshot is taken. If in that screenshot you are doing anything else that is not related to your work, then you will not be paid for that complete 10 minutes. Even if you are just opening a link and you just switched on to that link for a single second. So every penny that you are earning out of freelancing is purely halal. You have to uh, work each and every second out of it. There are certain activity markers on the site that will help you in that as well. So now another part is that we think that when we are working on freelancing, it's a very easy task. We are sitting at our home and we are doing the work. But we have to manage many things as a freelancer. When I'm working at home, I have to go ahead with my kids. I have to look into it whether they have eaten or not, whether the house is clean or not, my light is there, I'm not having a shutdown. If there are unexpected guests, I have to cope up with them as well. So freelancing means managing at all fronts. It's not just opening your laptop and doing your job and that's it. Yes, it is some sort of that liberty as well, that you can manage your time. If you have guests at 4 p.m. and you cannot work at 4 p.m., okay, you spend your night. Instead of sleeping at 8, you'll see, okay, I'll sleep at 9 o'clock and I'll finish that task. Whatever you are going to put on your plate, you have to finish it. If you are putting too much on your plate and you are unable to finish it, then you are not for freelancing. As a freelancer, you are a multitasker. You are a manager, you are a thinker, you are a planner, you are a marketer, you are a communicator, you are a developer, you are a proofreader. So I think we have to fight at different ends. As a manager, you have to think about your costs. What is the bill of your electricity? What is the bill of your internet? What sort of system needs upgrade? And then you will move ahead. As a thinker, you have to think about the niche, which skill to sell, what is the best way to sell, what is the idea that you have, and how can you do it, at what cost. Like if you cannot work out your per hour rate properly, you will not be able to judge a project properly. Like if you see a project that is asking you for $10, you said, okay, $10 Pakistani, this much amount, so I'll go ahead with that. But when you calculate the time, how much you spend on just that $10, then you will actually find how much you are paid. So if you are a freelancer and if you are a good one, stop thinking in rupees. Start thinking in dollars. Because you are not working for a Pakistani person. You are working internationally. You are not providing just anything. You are providing a product that is of international standard. That's why anybody is taking it. If you are not able to deliver it, they will just tell you in face that you are not up to the quality. So why you are asking for a low price? Just because you are living in a poor country? I don't think so. That makes the sense. Uh, You may find some clients who will tell you in face that in Pakistan, $10 is a big amount, so that must be enough for you. But you must have the guts and ways how you can communicate to the client in such a way that it may not offend him and it conveys the message that whether I'm living in Pakistan, whether I'm living in Philippines, or whether I'm living in UK, the charges is for the skill, not for the location. If I'm providing you with the quality, then I am asking for a higher price. If there's no such thing, then what is the purpose of going ahead and getting so much trouble that you are giving them amendments one after another? Why not just give it and that's it? So if you are a great worker, if you are a perfectionist, then your rate should be higher than the rest. And as you know, that the quality always comes with the cost. So I think that's end of my session today. If anybody wants to have any question, you can just post in your questions right now, and we'll be just having some more workshops. There's a workshop that is totally designed for the newbies. Uh, it is going to be 6 classes that we are going to talk about later, and Smart Games Academy is handling them. You can register yourself at a very nominal price of 3,000, because the rest of the companies, if you just go ahead and search Fiverr and Upwork or any Indian company who is training you for freelancing, they will not charge you less than $100. The very minimum price that you will get in these current scenarios, they will just be giving you just minimum price is $100 or $200. We are offering you this rate just because we want you to be serious, because in a free class nobody is serious. The teachers, they may be late, they may be not providing you with the real skills, but when you are going for a paid skill, it's going to be one-to-one session. If you are not clear about one thing, you will be asking it. Like when I'm saying you have to be a manager, I'm not just going to say it, I'm just going to show it. Like as a manager, you have to manage which things, at which platforms, at what time. If you're a thinker, what should be the idea according to your profile? So we have to think very deeply about all the aspects about the profile, what should be added and what should not be added, what is appropriate and what is not appropriate, what should be the title of your profile, what should be omitted from your profile, where you should add the rates, where should you decrease the rate. So I hope I make myself clear. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Those who have missed, I'll just leave a link and it will be shared on my either channels. I'll just share a video with you and you can just re-watch it. And please, those who are ready for freelancing, only those serious people go ahead with that. The rest of them, I think you are not made for freelancing. So this will give you a gist of what is freelancing and how we are going to do it. I have taken enough names for you on this platform that will give you a start of freelancing, where you can go and you can search those links. Many things that you don't know now, you'll just read the links about those platforms and you will get from them. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.